Obina Onyiah, a 38-year-old black man from Philly, has been exonerated after spending more than a decade behind bars. Onyiah confessed back in 2010 to a robbery and murder he didn't commit, but only after spending more than 8 hours in police custody, where he was repeatedly beaten by two detectives. The cops, Omar Jenkins and James Pitt, have a long history of falsifying evidence and using abusive interrogation tactics. 7 murder cases they've helped build have fallen apart, either before, during, or after trial, and at least half of a dozen people have named Pitts in lawsuits costing the city millions of dollars. Despite all of this, both detectives still remain employed by Philadelphia PD. With me now is founder and executive director for the Police Transparency Project and Onyiah's lawyer, Teri Himebaugh. Thanks for coming on, Counselor.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so ironically, this video that helped exonerate Onyiah also helped, or happened to be, the very first piece of evidence that led to his arrest. How did the video affirm his innocence?
Well, actually, the video was a big problem from the very beginning because it was used to have the witnesses identify the suspect. And initially, the video was played over the news, and there were newspaper clips taken of the photographs from the video. And during that initial time period, a female came forward and told the police that she believed that the suspect was a Dante Waters. The police, the Detective Pitts and Detective Jenkins, disregarded this even after 2 of the eyewitnesses from the robbery also identified Dante Waters as the suspect. Instead, they focused their attention on Mr. Onyiah as the sole suspect. And in his trial, they had another police detective get on the stand and testify essentially that the height of the second robber in the jewelry store robbery was the same as Mr. Onyiah's. Mr. Onyiah is 6'3". During the Post-Conviction Relief Act process, we were able to get the assistance of multiple experts on determination of height, which in this case was very difficult because the jewelry store where the robbery took place no longer exists, and we were unable to get any sort of measurements from the store itself. So this all had to be done forensically by looking at the heights of other individuals and other known factors. These 3 experts were able to determine to a scientific degree of certainty that the second suspect, the person that they claimed was my client, was really 5'7" to at most 5'11" and could not be 6'3". That was the crowning piece of evidence that toppled the rest of the case. The case had been brought alleging that Detective Pitts had physically and emotionally coerced and abused Mr. Onyiah while in the interrogation room. His girlfriend and his landlord and a friend at the time had been sitting outside of the interrogation room on a bench, and they could hear his screams repeatedly from the interrogation room to stop hitting him and why are you doing this. When they complained about this, and even when they told judges about this, they were disbelieved because unfortunately when detectives get up on the stand, at least here in Philadelphia, they're given every benefit of the doubt, even detectives such as Detective Pitts, who have a very long history of misconduct.
So I was going to get into that too. So they built this case against Onyiah, on a confession that was obviously illegally obtained by these disgraceful detectives. So can you mentioned a little bit about how they did that, but can you talk us through how they actually got him to confess?
Well, essentially, there's a pattern of practice. I've been doing Philadelphia homicide cases for almost 33 years. And when you do as many homicide appeals as I do, you tend to note patterns and practices. And about 7 years ago, I was able to discern that there was a specific pattern of practice, first identified with Detective Pitts and Jenkins, but now which has been identified as being used by at least 10 to 15 of the homicide detectives in Philadelphia. And this pattern is significant for how it wears an individual or witness or an eyewitness or a suspect down and puts them in a position to sign false statements. They usually isolate people that they feel that are weak or that who are otherwise are vulnerable. They keep them for long periods of time without access to their attorneys, without access to to family. They will come in and out of the office, out of the interrogation room rather, multiple times during a period of the night, keeping you awake, not giving you food, sometimes not allowing you bathroom breaks. They then will put a statement in front of you and will tell you that the only way that you're going to leave is if you sign this statement. They will often threaten to have your children taken into foster care, have your wife being arrested, have you charged with some other offense, or have your family members charged with other offenses. And that if you don't sign the statement, which they often fabricate and pre-manufacture to fit the crime, which is what we believe happened here, you're not allowed to leave. And there's more physical abuse. In this case, Detective Pitts used verbal and physical abuse, which included not just the verbal threats against Mr. Onyiah and his family, but also included slaps and hits and pushing Mr. Oniah's head to his groin. It was particularly brutal in that you could hear Mr. Onyiah crying out and screaming out from outside of the interrogation room, where there were multiple other homicide detectives and supervisors who had to have all heard the same thing but did nothing to stop it.
So, okay, there have been dozens of allegations against these two officers, yet they still have jobs. Are either facing any type of disciplinary action or criminal charges?
Well, as far as disciplinary actions, Detective Pitts, despite the fact that there have been a multitude of complaints, and there are more than just the ones you've mentioned, we have cataloged as part of the Police Transparency Project, which is something that we put together over COVID. We've been able to document literally dozens of cases where Detective Pitts has done this exact same thing. Up until now, he has only been disciplined, even though there have been founded internal affairs complaints. He's only been disciplined a single time. And on that occasion, it was based upon the fact that he was found guilty of striking his ex-wife during a domestic dispute. And then when she called police, he went into the bathroom and struck himself in order to be able to come out and allege that she had struck him first. And that was the only disciplinary action, despite the fact that there were much more egregious ones, but that is the only one that actually stuck. And part of that is because the Board of Inquiry and the Fraternal Order of Police are so very strong in Philadelphia. And it's very hard with the Fraternal Order of Police backing these detectives to see them get any discipline. There is the hope, and I have it on good reason to believe, that there will be criminal charges that will be brought, but I'm not privy to those sorts of decisions.
Well, that's positive. Now, we had Larry Krasner on a couple months ago, and he was obviously still running for DA at the time. And, you know, we talked a little bit about the integrity unit that he's built, and he's rejected cases from certain police officers. Is that the case with these two? Under his administration?
I've had cases rejected. I brought at least a half a dozen cases alleging that Detective Pitts and Detective Jenkins have committed almost the exact same type of misconduct in those cases. And all of those cases, except Mr. Oniah's case, were rejected by the Conviction Integrity Unit. And in part, that's because they have their hands full dealing with Detective Nordo and Detective Dove and other issues, and they simply don't have the manpower to be able to investigate the sheer number of these cases. I do know that they are being currently investigated by the Philadelphia Police Internal Affairs, and it's not just Detective Pitts who's being investigated. It's my understanding that it's these 10 to 15 homicide detectives that the Police Transparency Project has identified who are included in this investigation, which is ongoing.
Teri, one last question. What does this vindication mean to your client, Onyiah?
It means everything to him. This is a man who only wants to get back to his family and who has missed more than a decade with them. It is more than just his own life. He's expressed to me the fact that his case is a lead case that will help other people who have these detectives on their case who've suffered the same sort of misconduct, the same sort of unconstitutional interrogation pattern of practice, help them get justice as well. The system only works when everybody plays by the rules, and that includes the detectives.
Absolutely. All right, founder and executive director for the Police Transparency Project, Teri Himebaugh, thank you again for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.